this. Alrighty. So y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share my screen. And like I said, I'm gonna help you guys how to get connected to Go Live. Pretty much, I think majority of you guys already know how to do that. But if you don't, let me know on the chat so I can show you exactly how to find your educator and you'll be able to learn and earn at the same time. Okay, so I'm gonna close my video and share my screen with y'all. Alrighty, so let's start. Give me a second. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so first of all, if you have not logged into IM Academy and you couldn't find the Go Live, so the website is actually golive.im, right? Very basic. This is the first page that I'm gonna take you, and I believe everybody here speak English. So if you do speak another language and if you are willing to learn with other languages and educators, right? You can also select the language that you speak. And right here, you can see the top featured sessions. So you're gonna see the most viewed educators. For example, Kimberly Torres on Sundays, she does a live session on the, we call a free channel where everybody can log on and watch her. She has over 100K views every week, so very, very popular. We do have the educator from HFX. We have Go Cup educators. We have another HFX educator and another FX educator. So y'all can see this is the most viewed educators. You also can click on them and then watch the recordings. But if you are on just learning how to trade, if you're in a couple weeks, just try to get started, right? That's where we go right here. Are you a new member? Spend your first 2 to 4 weeks with your basics educator. So let's go ahead and click right here, right? So this is gonna open a whole schedule of the Forex basics educator. So you can see right here, you can match any educators that actually matches with your schedule, or if you're willing just to hop on and just understand how the educator runs through the live sessions, you also can click on them. So for example, we do have tonight Mike Miles at 12 o'clock Eastern time. And if you are willing to know how he runs his sessions, you can also look at the recording sessions, right? Some educators have some stuff written down right here, right? So everything that you need to know about Mike Miles, it's right here. So instead of you asking on the live chat, you can just go ahead and figure it out beforehand so you are prepared, right? And some educators like to upload some information right here, such as pictures or even PDFs for you guys to have the strategy in hand. Or, like I said, my favorite thing is the favorite sessions, where every single video that they think that's very important, they put it right here so you can watch beforehand. So this is very good for you guys. And let's say if you guys don't want to watch Mike Miles, you already have a product package such as Gold Cup, Harmonics, Vibrata. So you can actually, or even DeLorean, right? So you can go ahead and go to the first page right here. Please mute your mics. Let me see. Everybody muted. Perfect. Um, so y'all can go right here on the FRX, right? And click right here. If you're brand new, don't worry about crypto, don't worry about binaries, don't worry about all the stuff, just worry about FRX for now, right? So for example, you can look at educators on the advanced level or basics level, like I just said right now. The advanced level, it's actually you're gonna learn and earn at the same time. So some educators going to explain live analysis for you guys, right? And such as Manny Quinones, he is the voice of Academy. So if you just watched the Academy, at least the Forex 100 series, 200 series, you'll be able to recognize his voice because it's him that he always teaching. And he also have a boot camp. Let me show you guys the boot camp. Just give me 1 second. Educator Manny Q. That's the boot camp that he does He has this personal website. You have access with it if you are logged on Go Live. So you just click on Go Live right here. And if you want to dive in more in details about the academy, you also can go ahead and check on right here. I am Academy Beginners Bootcamp. So you can watch every single video right here. Is going to be very, very helpful if your goals are to be an independent trader, right? I believe everybody here are more comfortable taking signals, which is fine. I'm not saying don't take signals because it's bad, but you want to be your own signal provider one day, right? You don't want to wait for somebody to analyze the charts for you and send buy or sell whenever they are ready. You want it to be able to log in whenever you can because Forex is actually open through like 5 days a week. So you'll be able to do it anytime you want, right? Become your own signal provider. And right here you can learn more advanced stuff and to become all the way to the market geometry series and the advanced, right? So this is just an example how you can find your Go Live educator. What am I gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how to create that trading plan, right? I think a lot of people are still on that phase that I'm just taking notes. I'm not sure yet when I'm gonna be able to trade and all that stuff, right? So you're taking more as a hobby and just taking it when you can, for example, right? So I'm gonna show you this. This is just a trading plan I built. It's very simple, right? But the most important thing about a trading plan is not just knowing when to trade, but it's actually being very organized, right? So I already told a majority of the TMT team how to create their schedule, pick the educator, go live sessions, right? So the most important thing is set a schedule. I'm gonna be very, very honest. You're gonna feel so overwhelmed in the beginning just because you're learning so much stuff at the same time, and then you feel like you have to learn all the time. You gotta be on the screen all the time. But if you do have a very good time management, right? You can select 2 hours, maybe 1 hour a day to be able to learn and be able to focus just 1 hour. You'll be fine, right? So set a schedule, right? Like I said, pick two educators with a similar style. When I say similar style, for traders, we do have traders that like in and out of the market. We call them scalpers, right? They are we in and out of the market. Sometimes very risky to be that kind of trader, but I believe everybody now they like the style. Just go in and take your bag and get out of the market, right? And we do have the second style, which is intraday trader. That trader that already know a little bit more like how to risk properly, not be very risky, like just going in and out, but knowing when to trade, right? They're not just gonna take every setup they see it, but they're gonna be very like selective on their trading style. So they might be in the trade for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, right? Or a full day. And then we have swinger, swing style. So that kind of trader basically trades maybe 2 or 3 setups a week, right? And they be on the trade for days, even weeks. I know people that have been trading with one setup like over 2 weeks, and they're just catching the as much as pips they want with their strategy, and they're risking very, very low, right? So for you to find that style, you need to practice, and to be able to practice, you got to find the educator that has the style on Go Live sessions, because you're going to learn from how to start, to become that kind of that kind of trader, and be able to copy every single thing that he's or she's doing, right? And what time in session you are looking for to trade. Like I said, I know majority of you guys are on the starting position, just started the business, just starting the trading lifestyle. So you don't really know when to trade. It's just because you're so used to take signals when signals come, especially on the chats, right? So try to figure it out what session works for you. Is it Tokyo session? Is it Sydney session? Is it London session? Is it New York session? Right? And then have the goal per trade or per day or per week, right? But have a realistic goal. I believe everybody here gets on the habit of, I'm gonna trade as much as I can because I want to make as much as I can, if it's possible, right? But as a real trader, we always talking about be selective, be patient with your setups. The less you trade, the more you make, right? That should be the mentality. So you're not over trading, right? Because if you do over trade, you already, how can I say, you're already putting so much on your MT4 that instead of just having two pairs open, you already have more than five, seven, even 10. So your emotions gonna be caught up at the same time, and you won't be able to manage properly. It's just because you see a red, blue, red, red, blue, blue. So that's the most important thing, right? Know how much you are willing to make. I'm always preaching about 5% because 5%, at least for me, is enough for per day, right? So I can make easily 5% in one trade, right? I believe this week I've traded no more than four trades, right? And I used to trade over 20 in a week. If I go back to my trading journal, I used to be that kind of trader that if I see a setup, I'm just gonna take it and I don't really care about my risk, right? So that's the most important. Have the percentage, the amount of money you're willing to make, but at the same time, like Isabel always running the calls on Tuesdays, know how much you're willing to risk. Not just being okay with what the app tells you, but emotionally, like be emotional okay with it too. Because I know a lot of people might have bigger accounts, but they're not comfortable risking 2 or 3%. They're comfortable risking 1% or even less than 1%, right? It's just an emotional thing. So when you're trading, you have to have your do and don'ts, right? List in front of you. We call it trading confirmation. If you don't have that, it's going to be very, very hard for you. It's just because you don't know when to be disciplined and follow your trading confirmation. You're just going to take as much as you can, right? And then that's going to cause bad habits. And like I said before, and Isabel always, always talking about calculate your risk. Very, very important. You need to know your risk beforehand. That should be your something in front of you all the time with you when you're trading. It gotta be on your computer, on your wall, on your phone, somewhere that you always can see how much you can risk per day or per trade, right? And for people that likes to be very organized and they like to plan beforehand, right? How many setups you're looking for per session, right? If you're looking for one and you don't have that one right there and now, don't force yourself because that's going to be very bad for you just because you're forcing. We call that FOMO, right? Fear of missing now. Because we see on people in the chat making money and you feel the need to go ahead and trade, right? But you don't. You just got to follow what's in front of you, what's your confirmations, what's your like, be very disciplined with your confirmations, right? Like I already showed you guys how to go on Golive, so I'm just gonna skip that as of right now. But just a little recap: the Golive is where you're gonna learn the strategies. That's where you're gonna learn exactly how to read the market, like the educators, right? And some of the educators give, gonna give live signals from products of the company that they created, right? So for example, Gold Cup, we have London payout, we got DeLorean trades, levels, right? Steady. So we have a lot of products that give live signals. This is just an example. It's my old schedule. That's what I used to follow. So I already knew when I was trading and when I was just watching the markets, right? And this is just my trading journal. I just want to touch that with you guys because I see a lot of people trading, but they're not keeping track of their trades. Why is so important to keep track, right? It's just like you're running a business. If you run a business, if you're selling something, you have to keep track of your inventory. Because if not, you're just gonna be selling, 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 but you don't know how much you're really making or how many products still have left. Or if you're not selling at all, right? So you got to keep very, very organized. Treat trading as your job or as your business, right? Because this is a very important. The more disciplined you are, the more money you're going to make, believe me, right? So for my trading journal, we start from like putting the date. right? So I'll put the date right here. I put the time I'm taking the trade or the session, right? The pair I'm trading. The side means if it's a buy or if it's a sell. The lot size. So I always remember what lot size I was putting on my trade, what kind of risk I was able to take, right? The entry point, the stop loss I can put as a pips, or I can put the actual stop loss, the whole number in here. The TP, same thing. If it was in profits or if it was straight loss, right? And I can count the how many, what's the percentage I make on that trade, or how many pips, or the dollar amount. And just because I like to forget a lot of stuff, especially right now, I got a lot of stuff in my head. Sometimes I forget how much I was willing to risk. Especially if I'm sitting on the trade for like a couple hours, I might forget. So I put the dollar amount right here. So let's say if you have a $500 account, I'm okay to risk $15, right? And your goal per trade. You should have this written down already. What's your percentage you're looking at, or how much money you're looking at to make that on that single trade. Why I'm saying that is just because we get signals from educators or on the chat, and sometimes we see the TP of the trade. It can be more than 50, 70, 100, 100, whatever the amount of TP, of pips on that TP, right? But sometimes you don't need to get 50, 70, 150 in one trade, right? You're only looking at, let's say, to be honest, 30 pips, right? Or less, 20 pips. Let's say you're almost hitting your goal. You only need 10 pips to hit your goal. So you don't need to go all the way to TP, because a lot of people just forget when your trades are going profit. You'd be like so happy that you're seeing blue. You'd be like, oh, it's almost at TP. It's like 10 pips away. I'm just gonna let it go. And I know it's gonna hit TP, and that trade reverse. You forgot to move your stop loss in profit, or even at break even, and end up getting a loss, right? So not just with me, but a lot of people. I can tell you, every single trader just like went through that experience before. So that's why it's so important to know how many pips you're looking for, or how much money you're looking for to make on that trade. And the most important thing is emotions. What were you feeling before you took the trade, or when you're analyzing, right? You took the trade. How are you feeling, right? You are you panicking because the trade isn't going the way it's supposed to go? Are you okay? Like no emotions at all. What are you feeling? And then after all, oh, I feel mad because it hit my stop loss, or I feel so happy because it hit my TP, right? Why is it so important to write down your emotions? I see a lot of new traders get mad, get upset because it hit a stop loss, right? If you have experienced that kind of feeling because it hit a stop loss, type on 111 in the chat. Be very honest. I've been through that a lot of times, right? And yeah, I see a lot of people right here. So we as a trader shouldn't have no emotions. We actually should be very happy that it hit our stop loss, right? Why? You'd be like, this girl is stripping. Why is she happy? Because her trade, she lost money, right? But I lost the money that I was okay to risk. It was only 3% of my account. Thank God it wasn't the whole account, because I traded before without stop loss. And I tell you that one trade was in profit and went to negative. It was like going down, 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 down. And it was like 1% risk, 2%, 3%. When I saw it was like over 70% of my account. Yes, that's how you call you blew your account, right? You almost went to zero. And there's people that let it go to zero. It's just because we're so emotionally attached to the trade that we believe that the trade's gonna do what we're expecting. But to be honest, market can do whatever you want to. Like market, it does whatever he wants to do, right? Us as a traders, we are just practicing what we know and expecting, but we don't know for sure what's gonna do, right? That's why it's okay to hit stop loss. Be okay with it. Be like so happy that hit a stop loss because it wasn't your whole account. And if it is your whole account, you gotta go back to academy and learn how to risk properly, how to apply proper risk management, right? So for example, right here, let's say we all have an account of $500, right? But I'm always preaching under leverage. So I'm gonna treat my $500 as a $400 account because I already know I'm under leveraging. Whatever I'm gonna do right here, I'm always under leveraging, right? And I'm okay risking 2%. I know some traders they're okay risking 5% in single trade, but make sure you're not over trading, right? So let's say I'm risking 2% on a 40 pip stop loss. I already know my loss size because I went to Stenu app. I calculated my pips. I calculated my risk with my account. So it gave me 0.2 to 0.3. Okay, so I'm risking 20 to 30 cents a pip. Great. My percentage of growth, I'm looking at 5%. What's a 5% of 400? It's actually 20 bucks, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to calculate how many pips I need with my lot size so I can reach my goal. In this case is I can have one trade with a 0.03% times 70 pips, I'll get my 5%, and I'm okay just risking 8%. I mean $8, right? So this is just an example how to set up your trade, your goal per trade, so you never are over risking or just taking whatever you want to take, right? And this is the schedule, trading journal. Okay, so why I'm saying always the power of 5%, because we want to be able to compound our account, right? We don't want to become millionaires, even though a lot of people do, but that's why they lose their account just because they're over leveraging. But if you are growing consistently, this is what you're looking at. Within 30 trades, you or 30 days, you should be able to transform your $400 balance to almost $1,700 balance, which is a great way to compound, right? And right here, just for you guys to see how do I divide my percentage, right, per session. I love trading London and New York, so I already know that if I make 2.5% on every single session, I'm happy with that, right? But if I'm almost there, let's say on a Thursday, I'm almost there. I have not hit my weekly goal, but I'm not gonna force it, right? Because it's already Thursday, like today, like tonight. If I go tonight and look at my charts, I'm gonna be very, very selective. I don't want to over leverage. I don't want to put. I don't want to risk the profits I just made on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, right? So be very patient with your growth, right? Because that's the most important thing. The most profitable trader are the most patient, and with their trades, with their growth, and with every single thing, even with education, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I'm gonna go ahead and ask you guys if you guys have any questions, because that's it. Very basic, how to find your educator and create your trading plan. So do you guys have any questions? Just please drop in the chat. If not, I know we all have a call within 1 minute, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this call so we can prepare for the next call. So everybody good? Type a 111. Perfect, perfect. So guys, have a great night, and I'll see you guys in 1 minute to the other call. Bye bye.